Imagine the smartphone in your pocket, a marvel of engineering, powered by rare earth elements. These tiny, often overlooked metals are the unsung heroes of our digital age, quietly enabling the technology we rely on every day. These 17 metals with names like neodymium and dysprosium are the secret behind your phone's vibrant screen and tiny vibrating motor. Rare earths are everywhere, in electric cars, wind turbines, and the devices that connect us to the world. They're essential for the magnets in headphones, the batteries in electric vehicles, and even the color in your TV. And their importance doesn't stop at consumer tech. Even advanced military jets like the F-35, which needs over 400 kilograms of them, depend on rare earths for their stealth, sensors, and navigation systems. Without these elements, modern defense technology would be impossible. Without these minerals, our technology and our security would grind to a halt. Factories would stand silent, and innovation would stall, leaving us vulnerable in a rapidly changing world. For decades, the world relied on a single country to mine and process these elements, ignoring the risks. This dependence created a fragile supply chain, with little room for error or disruption. Now that complacency is gone. Rare earths have become the focus of a global power struggle. Nations are racing to secure their own supplies, investing billions to break free from old dependencies. Control over these minerals means control over the future of technology and national security. Whoever dominates this supply chain will shape the next generation of innovation, from artificial intelligence to renewable energy. When you hold your phone, you're holding a piece of this high-stakes contest. Every device is a reminder of how interconnected our lives are with these hidden resources. The invisible materials inside are now at the heart of a new era of geopolitical competition. The race to secure rare earths is shaping alliances, trade policies, and even the strategies of global superpowers. The choices we make about sourcing these minerals will shape the world's technological and military balance for decades. Every contract, every shipment, and every new mine has the potential to tip the scales. The story of rare earths is about power, technology, and who will lead in the 21st century. It's a story that touches every corner of our modern lives, from the cities we build to the innovations we dream of. The global race for these hidden ingredients has only just begun, and its outcome will define the future for generations to come. China dominates the rare earths market, controlling up to 80% of production and 90% of processing. In 2023, China flexed its muscle by restricting exports of gallium and germanium, vital for semiconductors. By 2025, Beijing expanded controls to more rare earths, building a great wall around its mineral wealth. These moves are calculated responses to rising tech and military competition with the West. China's restrictions disrupt industries from electric vehicles to defense, weaponizing supply chains. The West's reliance on China now looks like a strategic blunder. These export controls aren't just trade disputes, they're a direct challenge to Western technological and military power. The world is waking up to the risks of depending on a single supplier for the building blocks of modern life. The US tried to break free from China's grip with a $12 billion plan to link allied mines to American factories. The goals secure a steady, friendly supply of rare earths for technology and defense. But China's expanded export controls in 2025 crushed the plan before it began. The problem? Even with new mines, nearly all global processing still happens in China. Without access to Chinese refineries, raw ore from allies is useless. The pipeline's collapse was a wake-up call. America's dependence runs deeper than anyone realized. The US now faces the daunting task of rebuilding the entire supply chain, from mine to metal, outside China's reach. The failure forced a radical rethink of American strategy in the race for critical minerals. After the pipeline's collapse, the US turned to its closest ally, Australia. In October 2025, President Trump and Prime Minister Albanese signed a landmark deal to break China's mineral monopoly. The agreement launches an $8.5 billion pipeline of mining and, crucially, processing projects. Both nations pledged $1 billion each to jumpstart new facilities and send a clear message. The West is serious. A key innovation, a minimum price floor for critical minerals, protecting Western miners from China's price manipulation. This ensures new ventures stay profitable, even if Beijing tries to undercut them. The deal deepens the US-Australia alliance, linking economic and military security. Together, they're building a united front to secure the resources needed for their shared future. The West is no longer content to be dependent, it's fighting back. With China tightening its grip on the region, the US is actively seeking new partners in Central Asia, aiming to expand its influence and secure vital resources. This region, long considered a crossroads of empires, is now at the center of a new geopolitical contest. In November 2025, the US convened the C5+1 summit, bringing together Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan. This high-profile gathering signaled a renewed American commitment to the region and a desire to deepen cooperation on multiple fronts. The result was a landmark $1.1 billion partnership with Kazakhstan focused on tungsten mining, a critical mineral for advanced technologies and defense industries. In addition, the US pledged over $100 billion to Uzbekistan, targeting not just mining but also technology and infrastructure, aiming to modernize the country's economy and reduce its dependence on traditional partners. These aren't just business deals, they're strategic moves designed to offer Central Asia a genuine alternative to the economic dominance of China and Russia, reshaping the region's alliances. The US is also investing heavily in sustainable mining practices and green energy projects, hoping to set new standards for environmental responsibility in the region. New trade routes are being developed to bypass rival countries, opening up fresh corridors for commerce and reducing Central Asia's reliance on traditional transit paths. This approach gives Central Asian nations more autonomy, greater negotiating power, and a stronger voice on the world stage, allowing them to shape their own futures. Mining diplomacy has become a top US priority, driving new relationships and challenging the old spheres of influence that have dominated the region for decades. In the global race for critical resources, the US is building a new network of allies, hoping to secure its interests and help shape the future of Central Asia. Australia is taking a bold step, creating a national strategic reserve of critical minerals. This isn't just for itself, it's a backup supply for key allies like the UK and US. By stockpiling processed rare earths, Australia can shield partners from sudden supply shocks or export bans. This transforms Australia from a raw materials exporter into a central hub for a resilient Western supply network. The reserve is a direct response to China's weaponization of supply chains. It's economic defense, building a buffer against future resource blackmail. By investing in processing and storage, Australia is securing its own future and strengthening the Western alliance. The lessons of recent crises are clear. Resilience requires action, not just talk. The US push for rare earths has turned Central Asia and other regions into a new geo-economic battleground. As the world races toward a future built on advanced technology, the demand for these critical minerals has never been higher. The competition is fierce, and the stakes are global. This isn't about territory, it's about control over the elements powering the 21st century economy. Rare earths are the backbone of everything from smartphones and electric vehicles to military hardware and renewable energy. Whoever controls these resources will shape the future of innovation and security. China and Russia see America's moves as a direct challenge to their influence. Both nations have long invested in Central Asia, building alliances and infrastructure to secure their own access to these minerals. Now, they're determined not to lose ground. For Central Asian states, this competition brings new leverage and independence. They're no longer just bystanders, they're power brokers, able to negotiate better deals and assert their own interests on the world stage. The era of stable, predictable supply chains is over. Now it's a constant struggle for reliable partners. Disruptions can send shockwaves through global markets, affecting everything from consumer electronics to national defense. America must invest, negotiate, and compete in far-flung regions to secure its technological future. This means forging new partnerships, supporting local economies, and ensuring a steady flow of resources back home. The collapse of the $12 billion pipeline exposed US vulnerability, but also sparked a determined response. It was a wake-up call, forcing policymakers and industry leaders to rethink their strategies and double down on resilience. The world is dividing into rival resource blocks, each scrambling to secure the minerals of tomorrow. Alliances are shifting, and new players are emerging in this high-stakes contest. Who controls rare earths will shape not just technology, but the global balance of power. The outcome will determine which nations lead, and which are left behind. The fight for these hidden ingredients is just beginning, and the stakes couldn't be higher. As the world pivots to a new era, the scramble for resources will define the next chapter of global competition.